Zoom has made his presence known on Earth 1, and he's left our Barry in quite a pickle. And we're still kind of wondering, what is the beef between Zoom and Wells? It's time to talk about it on Flash Chat. Hey everyone, it's me, Just Jess, and I am here with some awesome guests today. Starting to my right, we've got John Dondero. He's a local filmmaker, best known for the Doctor Who Lucky 13 series. What do you got going on?
Well, we've got lots of things going on. We've got a bunch of shorts we're in the process that are coming out later this year. We have Geektopia, which is our geek-themed event.
Ooh,
Retrorama. Yeah, I'm the host of it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's coming up on the 27th.
27th of this month, Black Friday.
Do people need tickets for that?
No, you can get them at the door.
There you go.
$10 without costume, $5 in costume. You should come in costume.
There's no excuse, because Black Friday, we want to avoid the stores, so get over to the Geektopia. And now we've got Brian Martin. I actually met him at one of our Flash viewing parties. And tell us what you do.
Well, by day, I work with kids at a learning center here in Charlotte, helping them to improve symbol and concept imagery so they understand what they're reading, which is weird because I'm a guy who still needs pictures in most of his books.
Hence the comics.
Yeah. And by night, I ask questions of drunk people at bars. I'm a host for Team Trivia.
It's kind of like we all do that, but you do it more on a professional level, asking the drunk questions.
My voice is amplified by a microphone, not just drunkenness.
There you go. Do you have a weird trivia story? Or the weirdest question you've asked lately?
The weirdest question I've asked lately? There hasn't been any weird questions.
No.
I had an interesting team name last night. But I don't think it's appropriate for this.
I've heard some of the team names. And where is the trivia if people want to go play?
I host at a place called Pippa's in Concord. So if you're lost in Concord on a Wednesday night, I invite you to come. And even if you come there intentionally,
go there
that's great too.
intentionally. Why not? And we have John Hartness. He's a local sci-fi best-selling author. His series, The Dark Knight, or The Black Knight Chronicles. I'm gonna make sure I get that right. Tell us all about that and what you're working on now.
The Black Knight Chronicles is an urban fantasy series that answers the burning question, what would happen if comic book nerds got turned into vampires?
Interesting.
Well, just like all the rest of us, they would play superheroes. So a couple of comic book nerds get turned into vampires and they exercise their Batman fetish by becoming private investigators. Along the way, they've got to save the world because it is a fantasy novel, so somebody's going to have to do it. We've got 5 books out in the series right now. The 5th book, In the Still of the Night, is available wherever books are sold. Park Road Books carries it, as does Barnes & Noble down in Pineville and South Park. And I'm just releasing season 2 of my short story collection, Grits, Guns, and Glory, Bubba the Monster Hunter, Season 2.
I love the title, Bubba the Monster Hunter.
And Bubba is exactly what you think it would be from the title. It's a big old boy driving a big old truck, carrying a big old gun, hunting down things that go bump in the night and shooting them.
Well,
or stabbing them, or setting them on fire, or all of the above.
That sounds amazing. I'm looking forward to reading that one, Bubba the Monster. Okay, very cool. And then speaking of people playing out fantasies, this episode this week had a really great long scene with Linda Park trying to pretend she was Dr. Light. How'd you guys feel about it? This episode was called Enter Zoom. I thought it'd be dark. It was actually pretty comedic mostly.
Yeah, I liked how they did it, like the acting between there, and it seemed very genuine that, you know, they were trying to convince it. It was fun. I very much enjoyed it.
I really liked the awkwardness that she brought to that, because all of a sudden you've got somebody putting on the spandex for the first time. They didn't talk about how much it binds or chafes, but they did get into her learning about the powers and all of that kind of stuff, and it would be scary, you know? It would be overwhelming. But the big question I had is, how long is it going to be before everybody in town knows that Barry is the Flash?
That's what I was saying. I was saying literally at this point only my cat doesn't know. And my question is for everybody, is Barry's weakness his blind faith in others? Like, he trusts her, he trusts Sketchy Wells. I mean, I don't know. I think that may be one of his biggest weaknesses. What do you guys think?
I agree, and I also think he's way too confident. Like,
this season he's been a little too confident.
He's had too many people tell him he's really good.
Yeah.
I think he went through all of season 1 listening to Thawne tell him, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this.
Yeah.
And now he really believes he's capable of anything. Like,
Yeah.
He's
like
reading his own reviews.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think he needs to be a little bit more apprehensive, especially when facing monsters like Zoom.
I think he got Flash Day too soon. You know,
Yes,
like
exactly.
a year after he showed up, we have Flash Day.
That-
by
and
the
he got
middle of
his own
season
drink.
2.
Yeah.
That
gotta give him
killed me
drink.
when season 2 started and it was like Flash Day, and I was like,
When's the museum open?
You know what?
You know,
It's
at
not,
this point.
Exactly. It wasn't Flash Day. It was that drink. And I bet she was in a red cup. But no, my solution to the red cup is on my Twitter at Just Jess WCCB. You have to check. I'm not going to spoil it. You got to go look. Do you think that Linda Park is going to be a permanent part of the team of Team Flash now?
I don't
know.
nah.
No.
I don't think she's got it to be one of the
She's gotta go
regular
back to
Scoobies.
reporting, sports
Yeah.
reporting.
Didn't she seem all right? Maybe it's just been like a year since I've seen season 1, right? So
Yeah.
like, was she like a little more stronger and capable in season 1 than she is
She
right
was
now?
more confident when she was
I mean,
dating-
granted, we're cramming her into like a super suit and having
Yeah.
her shoot light rays at things, which I think an alternate title for this episode should have been "A Terrible Plan." Because it's like when you have
That's a
to
terrible
when you have to have your like lead actors basically look at you
Yeah.
watching the show and justify like this is why this is a good
We're
idea.
doing
No.
this, and we're committed.
What does a terrible idea look like to you, Cisco?
Okay, you know what? I like to think I can see the bright side of things, okay?
We're all like, this is a bad idea,
It is
Barry.
in
You
Joe.
know.
Joe thought it was a bad idea. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. She was a stronger character last season. I just don't think she would have been quite as like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. Last season, she was like, I don't need you, Barry, kind
yeah,
of thing.
we can do this.
Right.
Up for, I think they're opening her up for some growth though by killing off the Perry White style editor and positioning her to move into that spot. Maybe they can do something with her there
Yeah.
and show her as kind of this recurring strong role as Iris's boss, kind of like we've got Sing.
Sing. It's
Yeah.
like the Sing of the
And-
newspaper world.
Yeah.
in
And
Flash,
isn't she supposed to, in the comics, she and Wally West get married, right?
I believe you.
Okay, I thought so. I thought they
They
got
were
married.
definitely involved.
Linda Park
Like,
and
I think
Wally
we've introduced like every single one of Barry Allen's like love interests
Yes.
from the entire series.
And then they're all going to date each other. And I'm sure Joe is
Ooh.
like, can you please stop with this? Because every partner he has, it becomes like a personal issue with his family. Everybody's dating his partners, and he's got to get a little sick of that. I would be like, just stay
Yeah.
away.
Give me the ugly partner that no one wants to make out
we need
with.
to get
That's what
we
I
need a
want.
Harvey Bullock.
Yeah,
is what
give
we
me a
need.
Harvey.
Well, they started with a Harvey Bullock and they killed him in like episode 1.
That's right. He had a
Yeah.
different partner.
Boy, wow.
I would not
Wow.
ever want to be
Pilot.
Joe's partner.
Yeah.
He just came back from the pilot. I don't even remember
So if you're
that.
ugly, you die. Otherwise, you're dating.
But if you're like a
Eddie
cutesy
was-
girl,
Eddie was hot and Eddie's toast.
truth.
He's a good-looking man.
Eddie's toast for now.
He was.
Well,
Yeah.
Everybody still thinks he's coming back.
Time travel.
He's in a
Anything's
dumpster.
possible.
Earth too, man. Eddie over there, he might just be like a car salesman or something like that. We come over and be like, I'll take over. I got this.
He works
And
third
all of a
shift
sudden
at
he's
Taco
John
Bell.
Wick.
Well, speaking of Eddie and the people who brought down the Reverse Flash the last episode, the whole thing with Joe talking to Barry about the real reason you want to take down Zoom is because you didn't really take down Reverse Flash. It was Eddie who did it. What do you guys think about that point?
I don't know.
Was it a forced point?
I
you
think
felt?
that was pushing it a
Little bit.
a little
A little
bit.
bit.
And I really hated it because we had such really good stuff for Jesse Martin
Yeah.
to do with the whole wife coming back from the dead and dealing with
Where'd she go?
Iris and all of that stuff, which really was all just to breadcrumb Wally West coming into the
Yes.
show. But it gave that actor some great moments.
Right.
And he's the one on the show with the acting chops from way back.
Yes, yes.
I mean, he's an old Broadway guy.
And the singing chops. So, like, how long
know.
until him and because Grant Gustin was on
They
Glee,
all
right?
sing.
So
Yeah.
like they
And
need to
every
just get
sister
together.
sings.
It's just a matter of time until we get a musical episode.
So
I
you
really
mean
don't
there's
want
a-
a musical though.
There's a meta-human that can make you spontaneously break down into a musical.
That'll happen.
That's got to exist.
It's gonna be like the
I want
songstress or
credit
something.
for that. When that gets written in,
Songstress.
that's me right there.
Yeah.
It's my credit.
Yep, and I'll name it. You think of the idea, I'll name it.
No, Cisco names everything. Come on.
Yeah.
Not everything. He didn't name
Yeah, that's right. He
everything.
didn't name King Shark.
He didn't. He had some good lines this episode. I like his whatever Harry.
I'm Wells.
Whatever, Harry.
I just want to start using
Yeah.
that every day. Whatever Harry. How did you guys feel about Wells this episode? And what are your theories on what his true beef with Zoom is? Because it's not clear. I don't feel like I'm the only one missing it. I don't think we really know.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I like how complex his character remains
Yeah.
this season. Like when he was first introduced, it's like you want to think, ooh, bad things. But then you're like, wait, this is Earth 2. Maybe he's altruistic.
Maybe.
I'm still not convinced he's not.
He could he could be like, I used to think they might be faking us out and he might be a good guy. Kind of don't think he's a good guy, but regardless, his jerky attitude leads one to believe he's not.
I actually believe that he is going to end up being a good guy because he's so jerky right now. Because the first Wells, he sold us on all this kindness and like, I'm your friend, I love everybody.
Went out of his way.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I don't like any of you.
At least we know what we're getting. He's like Dr. House.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's-
He is good. Yeah, example. I like that he's running around toting a gun though, because that's so unlike the last Harrison Wells.
Yeah.
And when he like threw a tantrum when Zoom didn't come, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
And it's
fits.
again such good range from that actor. Tom Cavanaugh is really getting to show off what he can do, and that's something that you don't get to see enough of in a lot of these superhero shows. Is the actors able to work without the effects?
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
an old theater guy, so that all
They
really
appreciate
resonates
it.
with me.
I think Tom Cavanaugh's by far the strongest. I think they're all great actors. They give him a lot more to work with, and he's a scene stealer for sure.
yeah.
He knows it.
But I think there's an underlying reason why he set off the dark matter explosion on Earth 2.
Yes.
And that's what we don't know.
I agree.
like it wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
No.
It was a deliberate thing
way.
he did.
And people have alluded to, he was trying to figure out the mysteries of the universe, and then something awful happened.
That's too easy.
And there's something there, and
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll figure it out this season exactly what was there. But his daughter, I guess he's making the case for he's on Earth 2 to try to Earth 1 to try to capture Zoom to save his daughter, who he refers to in this episode as Jessie Quick. In the
Love that.
comics,
Yeah.
I believe she gets Speed Force powers, or her father in the comics.
Yeah, her
has
father
Speed
and mother were Golden Age superheroes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
JSA, Johnny
do
Quick.
Do you think that
And
she
Liberty
is
Bell.
really his biological daughter? And if so, who is her mother? And is his wife her mother? Who's his wife? So many questions.
Yeah, I was like, I
I
don't
was
even know.
wondering when Johnny Quick was going to come in, and if he is the old school Johnny Quick. But Johnny Quick was a contemporary of the Jay Garrick Flash.
Yeah.
So if maybe he lost his powers and was trying to get them back by setting off the
Maybe
the
that's
dark
why
matter
he resents
thing.
Jay Garrick so much,
Yeah.
because he got the powers he intended himself to
Interesting.
get.
Do you think he is Johnny Quick? Do you think Wells is Johnny Quick?
I don't know. It would work.
Or do you think he's like got him in a Gideon cave somewhere?
There's so many people in cages on Earth too.
Yes, just hiding in the walls.
So
of
many
Starlight.
speedsters. Nobody gets any other powers except
I
bad
know.
guys.
And like, I don't know if that would be my favorite power. Like, it's not-
We're getting to be like Arrow, where it's like everybody. So we got like 7 people just shooting arrows at people.
yeah, everybody's great at archery
And then
now.
Diggle's like, I'm using a gun.
Yeah,
you
guys,
know?
guns. Let's just go with it.
Just
yeah.
as effective.
Nope, I have a stick, everyone. So we're gonna use the stick, a katana.
That's the next superhero, by the way. Stick Man.
Stick
He just
Man.
carries a big stick,
big
runs
stick.
I feel
around
like
beating
that has
people.
legs. I think it could work. So who do you guys think Zoom? Now watching this episode, there are a lot of theories that Zoom is perhaps Henry Allen, based on there was a great still shot of his body type, especially the shot of Zoom with the shot of John Wesley Shipp playing the Flash in the 90s. I did a poll on Twitter, and currently I asked, do you think it's Earth 2 Barry or Earth 2 Henry Allen? 35% of people thought it's Earth 2 Barry. 65% of people thought it's Earth 2 Henry. What are your thoughts?
That's good.
I would like to. I had a thought that it might be Barry from the universe, but
Yeah.
Henry is much more of a brilliant idea. Because you would see it coming, but you'd still be like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. And where did he go? My two thoughts are, one, it's a little easy that he like kind of awkwardly left the party, right? So it's all in the back of everyone's mind. If they had maybe faded him out a little bit instead of like, I'm leaving, goodbye. Like maybe more
That's
people
what
wouldn't
they
be
do on
thinking.
this show, though. They did the same thing to Garrick.
True.
He's
that's
like,
true.
peace.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be here next week. I'm not contractually obligated. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I
good
want
to do a
22
miniseries.
episodes or I'm out.
Yes.
I think it might be Earth 2 Eddie.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I think it could get you better places story-wise if it's Earth 2 Eddie.
Can you imagine being Rick Cosnett and someone comes to you with that script and it's like, so you're gonna still be in the Flash. This is the character.
Can you imagine being Candace Patton and somebody comes to you with that script?
I know, that would be cool.
That would be awesome to work on.
That would be really cool. A lot of people do think it might be Rick Cosnett playing Eddie, Earth 2 Eddie, or Earth 2 something. I guess he would still be Eddie Thawne. And then would his lineage be evil though? Because the evil Thawnes and all the change of all the loopholes in time, I don't know.
And then is Earth 2 Wells a Earth 2 Thawne from Earth 2 Future? And I'm lost already.
Yeah, too much. We've gone down the rabbit hole and we don't get it.
Too many Thawns everywhere.
I think the Zoom is just Tony Todd. I think he's the
It's
Earth
just
2
actually
version
the
of
guy.
Tony Todd.
That
Because you
would
don't
be
get
cool.
Tony Todd to do this voice without like delivering on every single level.
Right.
If you look in the mirror and say Zoom like 3
Yeah.
times, he's just going to show up behind you.
That happened to me.
That's what they were
Yeah,
doing
that
wrong.
happened to me
They
earlier
were
today.
Don't set a trap for him.
He was actually a little late because the Zoom showed up
Yeah.
yesterday. No, I'm curious though too if at this point it's just a stunt actor and even the cast may not, well probably now in their later shooting, but even the cast at this point may not actually know. Because I don't think most of them knew Tom Cavanaugh, Harrison Wells was Reverse Flash for a while.
Yeah, they put another actor in the suit so it wouldn't get out.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, they're releasing those pictures left and right, making you think, ooh, it looks like Henry Allen. So it could be,
Yeah.
I want it to be a girl. What if it was a girl in a dude muscle suit? It could happen. Why not?
Sure.
I just kind of hope.
Ronda Rousey?
It's Ronda Rousey. That would be amazing.
how would I buy
Ratings
those
through
DVDs?
the roof. Everybody loves her. Stephen Mel loves her.
I kind of hope it's just a guy named Steve. We've never seen him before. He's just like,
Hey guys,
I'm a
Zoom.
I'm a new guy. No one's ever seen me before.
Well, like I Wikipedia'd Zoom in the comics, and he is just a dude.
Yeah.
In the comics, he's just a dude. Yeah. He's like the 14th Reverse Flash.
Yeah. Well,
I was
that's
like, well,
kinda
that sucks.
That's kind of like when the Reverse Flash, where they revealed who he was, and he wasn't anyone we had seen before. So it very well could happen, and they want the fans to have all these theories. If anyone could guess it, perhaps Cisco will get a vibe of it.
More Cisco, more episodes.
I know.
They're saying that word an awful lot. Like, I get that his
Vibing.
name is Vibe.
Vibing on you.
They said there was that one scene with him and Wells this week where it's like
Stop vibing
15 times. What did you vibe? What did you vibe? It's like, okay,
Did you
guys,
try to
let's settle
vibe me,
down.
I guess they're trying, but if
Sounds
you
vaguely sexual. I'm kind of uncomfortable
Yeah.
right now.
Don't vibe me,
I'm
bro. Don't
vibing on
vibe me.
him, yeah. But I think though, because they only introduced that like an episode ago, the fanverse knows the term vibe and has said it for about a year now, and still like the show hasn't said it. So maybe that's
You really got to drive it
yeah.
home.
Everybody who doesn't know, we're gonna tell you his name is Vibe.
It's not okay to call him Cisco anymore. You got to call him Vibe.
Yeah.
Or Crisco.
Crisco.
Which was the best line of the show.
It was
was
a
good,
good
yes.
one. There's some really good things. You know what? I think for comedic acting, Cisco's the best one on this show.
Definitely.
He just had some. When he was throwing away the emblem, he's like, guys, those take a little bit of time to make. It's not that easy
Well,
to
then
make.
Cisco's us.
Yeah.
Cisco's the nerd
Yeah.
on the show. He's the geek looking around like, this is so
This is
cool.
cool.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He's excited about superpowers.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, this is such a burden. And he's like, nah,
like,
we're
"I'm gonna
not
make
Bruce
it
Wayne-ing this
catchy."
up. We're going to have fun.
That's because he doesn't get involved. Like, if you notice, his personal life, other than that one episode, is very outside the whole circumstance. So he's like, nah.
Except for the hottie at the coffee shop.
Yep.
Oh,
The
right. She was on
one
this week,
coffee
Candace.
shop.
They didn't go to CC Jitters this week.
That's odd.
It is
that's
odd.
missing.
I guess they were all well caffeinated from being there 85 times last episode. And did you guys, you said Bruce Wayne, did you everybody hear the Easter egg with Arrow, Earth 2 Arrow is really
yes.
Robert Queen.
That was fun.
That was cool. So that leads me to wonder what the heck is going to go on, I think it's December 1st is the first crossover episode. Are we going to see Oliver Queen is apparently dead on Earth 2, or so they say. No one's like ever dead or.
He was dead on Earth 1 for
was, yeah,
5 years.
he
We
was.
have Lazarus pits now. on
That's
there,
right.
so-
Yeah, somebody said about the Lazarus Pit. Actually, our viewer, Freddie, and Freddie also had a really cool theory. Speaking of crossovers, his theory was essentially that he's been watching Supergirl. Have you guys watched Supergirl at all on TV?
I've seen.
Not yet.
I saw
Yeah.
the first
That's
episode
all the
and
right
loved it.
answer. Okay.
Yeah. I'm almost there yet.
Just the
If
Flash.
only it was on CW.
No. Why?
Saw the first one on the internet, loved it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen the promos, and he was talking about how the brighter golden vibe of Supergirl, he's like, leads him to believe that it might be that they're in Earth 2, and he knows that there's not crossovers planned, but that could be a way to kind of set it up. is having a crossover from Earth 2 with Supergirl. Possibly. I mean, we never know.
I don't see why it couldn't work. I mean, obviously, from the pilot, it's definitely a very different vibe than Smallville world.
Yeah.
It's not supposed. They ain't never gonna be no Tom Welling
Yeah.
popping up. Although Dean Cain was on the pilot.
All the time. Oh, he was. I want to know.
See, now I'll watch it.
Yeah.
He's there for 10 seconds, but
Oh,
still,
really? That's
he's
still
her dad.
cool. And that's Terry Hatcher?
He's Pa Kent, or the Pa Kent.
No
that
Terry
take-
Hatcher? No, she's out.
Nah, she's done. She's like, no.
You have to find whatever Earth Desperate Housewives takes place on.
Exactly.
Like Earth 46.
Earth 7, yeah. Everybody's like on the Real Housewives of Orange County. And it's like a very reality show episode.
I'd watch that.
Earth terrible.
Earth Terrible, the saddest Earth of all. Yeah, I haven't watched Supergirl, but do you think that there's still maybe a chance of Tom Welling coming into the Flash at all?
I
Yeah.
don't think that Superman fits this
Arena.
ethos.
Yeah.
I think it's hard enough doing Flash Arrow crossovers because the tone of the show is so different.
Yeah.
I think that the Tom Welling Superman could fit in Arrow's world.
That's true.
Because as Smallville got later and later, that show got darker and darker.
Right.
And Arrow's pretty dark.
Yes,
But
it
Flash is so much lighter and so much more innocent and joyful
It is.
almost that I think it would be hard to fit Tom Welling in that world.
Right.
They can go dark with it. Like, the one thing I love about Flash is that they're so light, but when they go dark, they do it well. And they're like, dark.
Yeah.
Well, last night's episode was pretty dark.
The
It was,
end
it was kind of
dark.
grim.
It went from
Yeah.
yuck, 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 we're going to join CrossFit to Zoom destroying Earth, like
Yeah.
destroying Barry.
So-
Do you,
oh, look, The Flash by George R.R. Martin.
Is he died? Did you guys think that so obviously there's spoilers in this, but Barry has lost the use of his legs at the end of this episode, or so we think. Do you think that's going to last a lot of episodes, or do you think
One
just
episode.
one? Because next week's episode is Grodd, and they're going to
Yeah.
have to figure out how to fight him.
Hard to fight a big ape with no legs.
Exactly.
But it's hard to fight it with legs, as we saw in the last one. He didn't do much better with the use of his legs, so it might
is
give
where
him
his- this is where his
it might
important
give
lesson
him an
comes in.
advantage because we don't know.
True. He'll have to use his thinking powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Everyone,
that
stay in school, kids.
Hate that device.
Hate
Well,
that
his mind
device.
works
I
at super
do.
speed too, so you know.
You don't like
Yeah.
we're gonna learn a valuable lesson and
I don't. I think that it's a cop out.
Hey, well, if you're
Yeah.
gonna have an after-school special, it's best to do it with a giant monkey.
True. Do you
Now, I
think,
don't mind Grodd
yeah.
coming in
That's
to
okay.
teach a valuable lesson.
do
I
you-
just hate the whole spinal injury as teaching tool.
Yeah.
Take away the thing you love the most so you can grow as a person. Nah,
It is
man.
a little. That is a little easy. Do you think that because like it's kind of there's maybe a bigger point for Grodd being there, but it's kind of like we're throwing Grodd in because he's cool, and like obviously the effects on Grodd, even just in the promo, look amazing. But do you think that we need him this season?
I'm upset because we didn't get more King Shark.
Oh yeah.
Like we got all
Like
that
2
build up. I'm
seconds.
like, he's coming, here he comes, and then I expected there to be this huge thing, and he was there for like 2
the
minutes.
poor
and dropped.
CG animators are like, no, we gotta get back to the Grodd. Like
As a CG animator, I'm gonna tell you right now, just that 2 minutes is like somebody's worst week ever of going.
yeah.
1 frame, 2 frame,
Oh,
3
man.
frame, and that is the world I live in.
So
We're
the
like,
King Shark guy was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And he just left.
He left.
He quit.
you got 2 minutes, buddy. It's gonna look good for those 2 minutes, but that's all you're getting.
It was originally slated for a whole segment, and the guy quit.
Yeah. He left. He went
This
home.
whole season was going to be the saga of King
He's
Shark.
like, nah, bro, I'm doing Sharknado 4.
It's
They saw my demo
It's
reel.
a lot easier. It's actually stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Well, next week's episode with Grodd looks to be a very good one. Let's check out the trailer for it.
I've heard this urban legend of a gorilla that lives in the sewer systems.
He's gotten smarter. He wants more like him.
He wants kids. Because I'm pretty sure one telepathic grape ape is more than enough for this city.
I still don't have my speed. I can't stop him.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
I am Grodd. I do like the voice of Grodd.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll watch it.
Grodd's my spirit animal.
Okay, there you go.
Patronus is Grodd.
Yes.
Lovely.
That's the way to go.
Well, that episode looks like it's going to be exciting. Arrow tonight is featuring the Atom. He's back in small action. So make sure to tune into that at 8, followed by Supernatural at 9. The CW Street Team is going to be at the Renaissance Festival this Sunday. I think we're there till about 3. So come on out and say hello to us. If you like shirts like this, you know, we may have some on hand, just saying. So look for us there. Where can we find you if we want to get in touch with you?
You can find me at Twitter at 13th Floor EFX, or on Facebook, you can look up 13th Floor EFX, or Geektopia.
Geektopia Party, the 27th.
GeektopiaCLT.com.
Very cool. And Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me at Pippa's tonight at 7:30
There you
for
go.
trivia, or you can, or 7. Sorry, it's 7. You'll come late. And I'm on Twitter at Captain Byrne, and I'm on Facebook.
Yes.
If you use that.
We should do an all-flash trivia, like totally plant the
I would
questions
do
and
that.
I'll come. And then we'll
I had an all Back to the Future, or mostly Back to the Future night
That's
on the
cool.
21st. But
Ah.
my visitors, players didn't think so.
They didn't.
I would have loved that.
You had the wrong
He had
flavor
the
of
best
nerds.
time ever.
Yeah.
And John, where can we find you?
You can find my books wherever books are sold, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, iTunes Store, local bookstores, support your local independent bookstores. And you can find me at johnhartness.com.
Read recklessly, everybody. And until next week, this has been Flash Chat. We'll see you later.